Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we'll be talking about the Esper units part 2, and it's another unit that obviously made this TMR bad, so that you chase the STMR, which I'm probably gonna have to do. I will be going for Raiden. Definitely would expect to pull a video for him. I already have a lot of Lapis that I've farmed and had from the last pull sessions, so I don't have to really spend any money here, hopefully. That would be good for me. The STMR is pretty good though. One of the highest attack swords in the game, or just in general, highest attack weapon in the game. And 50% true to wheel, which is always good. Pretty standard on those kind of weapons nowadays, so it's not super special. So, sorry about that. So Raiden is pretty damn good, I gotta say. Raiden is pretty damn good. Yes, I'm calling him Raiden, like the MK character. That's his nickname, I'm calling him. Fire and Ice element. He does have some weird moves where he can like be a finisher instead. I don't really like it too much. And if you use the Esper or modifier boost the other finishing move. I don't know about that. Not sure how you can do that. Like, apparently you can use him to chain and then finish with that move, but he looks like he already has backloaded hits with his chaining move, AT chaining move, so I'm not really sure why you would want to do that, but it's there. Move all buffs from enemies. That's pretty good. Fortunately, it's tied to the move you would want to do first. So, the move buff small enemies would be good if they do like a preemptive buff attack, but you're gonna be using that move on turn 1 for sure, because you got that triple cast. It's the only way you can get triple cast, I believe. That cooldown's the only way you get triple cast. But it lasts for 5 turns, so. Oh right, he has I believe he has a thing where you can get triple cast at the start of battle, I remember. Okay. Yeah, he has triple cast at the start of the fight, so you would still want to use that cooldown, but then you can set yourself up. So you can use any of these moves, besides itself of course. So you'd want to set yourself up with the cooldown, and then you get your imbue, and then get the weaker imperil. Unless you have someone else who can do that for you, that can be better. Fire and Ice, not really sure who can do that. 120% innately, so you probably just want to use this imperil that he has right here. There's AT chaining, so that's good. His imbue and imperil are AT chaining, so that's a good thing to have. So you'll be set up for the second turn. On turn 2, I say you're just gonna go full throttle with your AT chaining here, unless he has a better unlock, which I look like it. Some people have said use his Olympus on turn 2, but wouldn't that be kind of a waste? But you do get that higher imperil, 120%, and you get the modifier buffs, so I guess maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know if you're going to be able to get 36 crystals on turn 2 while just doing some small chaining. I'm not really sure if you're going to be able to do that. 2 Olympus gauge per turn is not much. It's not enough to go on. He does have 100% LB fill rate innately, which is pretty good though. I gotta say that's pretty good. So maybe you can get his Olympus by turn 2. And I've already been told that his Olympus will break before the last hit, so his Olympus actually is not very good. Why can't they just make really good Olympus? They always have to make like these dramatic Olympus that don't really accomplish much. They always give them Olympus damage, but it doesn't matter. He has 100 He has 100% limit burst damage, and it doesn't matter because this limit burst is not very strong. It's only 8 hits, and it breaks. So, like, what's the point? I don't get it. Like, they get to learn a bunch of passives when equipping weapons, but I don't know what best would be. Maybe his STMR and, well, he has 150% true dual wield already anyway, so I guess maybe just his STMR. I was gonna say his STMR and Zidaine's STMR to get 200, but he already has 150, so no need for that. I do like the 20% MP when equipped with a dagger, though. That is something I would go for if I can. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So all in all, he's very strong. Probably one of the strongest damage dealers in the game now. He's just really strong, and he has one of the best Espers in the game, Odin, to back him up, as opposed to where Ashura Axstar, he's basically comparable to Ashura Axstar. Basically, Ashura Axstar is stuck with the, they're still stuck with a inferior Esper until she gets a 3-star, whereas Odin's already fully established as a strong Esper, so he's strong now, while Ashura Axstar will be strong later, is what I'm trying to say. So there's that. I think that Ashura Axstar is strong. I think that Raiden is strong too. Some people will tell you that you got baited on this banner, or on the last banner. I disagree completely though. All the units on the previous banner are strong. We'll have to see how Bahamut's future is like, or Bafina. Bahamut still doesn't have 3-star either, so there's room for growth on that situation as well. But we're not here to talk about those units, we're here to talk about these ones. If you want to hear about the last Esper units, they're already on my channel, so go ahead and look at those if you are new to my channel. And please subscribe for more videos like this if you are interested. If you're not interested, I'm sorry to hear that. I expect a full video probably like later. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but it'll come out. This is the one that I was expecting to fail the most, and yes, he's gonna be pretty strong, but we'll get into that. We'll get into why I don't like him too much. The TMR is passable. This is probably one of the rarest units that you can actually use their TMR and be okay with it, because it's not that bad. His STMR is probably something I would definitely want though. The Ice Resist and also the Dragon Killer is much better than If It Rains STMR, which I got instead. Beast Killer is really not so useful compared to Dragon Killer. I'd rather have Dragon Killer. Anyways, he has a lot of Dragon Killer in his kit to make up for, you know, a really shitty Esper that he's equipped to. Really shitty, gotta say. But I think, again, this is the same situation of the last banner where Ashura Axstar was the strongest damage dealer on the banner, and If It Rain was taking 2nd place. Whereas this banner again, Raiden is going to be number 1, and Saswell is going to be number 2. Because unlike Raiden, he does not have triple cast at the start of battle. Sure, he has the ability to be able to use the Limpers, but this is the Limpers. It doesn't give him triple cast, doesn't give him mod bus. It just chains and does an Ice Imperil. Doesn't really give him much to work with. I do like this one move. Out of all the things in his kit, and a lot of it's filler, and I don't like filler. I'm tired of filler abilities in units, by the way. I'm really sick of it. There's so much filler abilities, like I don't get why he has move that just gives an MP back. Like, it's okay, but it doesn't have a chaining move, so it's unique to him only. He has something to protect against poison, blind, silence, confused, and petrified all for 1 turn. Like, what's the point of that? Well, why is that there? I hate these kind of moves, guys. It's actually getting on my nerves a little bit. I do like the stop and the charm resist though on that cooldown. That's appropriate because it actually ties to a bunch of other stuff that you can do. Mod buffs and attack buffs and things, so that's good. This last move here, the 4-turn cooldown one, is actually really strong and gives him a huge modifier. So it's very strong. Like, I like that it has a bunch of different modifiers in it, so it's gonna do the backloaded hit as the strongest hit. So that's pretty good. I gotta say, that's pretty good. But it starts going downhill after that. Being a TDH unit, he's obviously most likely inferior to dual wield units, and that's how it's always kind of been. And on top of that, he only gets 50% bonus stats when equipped with Shiva. Like I said, it was supposed to. It had to have been like 100 or more to make up for the fact that he has to use Shiva. So basically, I think you can just maybe I don't know, not use Shiva, because Shiva is so bad. Shiva is one of the worst Espers in the game next to Siren. I gotta say. She is just not very good, so that's unfortunate for him that he got stuck with that shitty Esper. So, unfortunately, Saswell is going to be number 2 in terms of damage dealers in this banner. Well, physical damage dealers. There's a unit on here that's very weird, but we'll be getting to her last. Next, we'll be getting to a unit that you can't really mess up. I do feel like there's a debate that has to be had about our STMR though. It has 4 less stats than Wilhelm's STMR, and I know that's not a big deal really, but it does make a big deal when you're trying to build for a certain stat. And the mitigation damage will be overwritten later in the battle, so it's really only good for preemptive attacks. It's really only good for preemptive strikes from the boss, because otherwise you're going to have units like Regis who has much higher mitigations on his limit burst, which you'll be able to get. I usually get it pretty easily, like on turn 2 or 3. He already has it. So her TMR is very good though. Defense and Spirit 30%, 20% when equipped with a heavy shield, and light resistance 40%. Very nice. If you already had Charlotte a long time ago and you have her STMR, or you pulled a bunch of her off banner and you have her STMR is very good for her. But I will say that she is more of a physical tank than a magic tank. You know, she's like, people are comparing her to Bosch because that's what they said on the stream, but she's more comparable to not Raiden, to C-Card, because he can cover magic, but he would prefer to just cover physical. And unfortunately, she has the unfortunate problem of having 50% draw, whereas CG Wall has 100%, or not 100%, he has 80% draw. So all you need to do is equip 20%, while she needs to climb 50% and so use a lot of space. Maybe if she had like evasion to make up for it, but she has no evasion in her kit either. So it's kind of bad to make her evasion tank. It's harder to make her evasion tank with our some STMRs and things. But if you do have that OP accessory from a while ago that gives 50% draw, she's money. She's money. She's on top of it. I feel like that's gonna be the difference maker. Unfortunately, if you don't have the accessory, then you're shit out of luck. Really, you're gonna have to use a lot more space to make her a dodge tank. And dodge tanks are still quite good on the JP side. So down to her kit. She's quite good. She can't replace a healer, of course. No one can really. No one can really replace a healer, but she can do some healing. I was like, I don't know if I like this too much. I much prefer CG Walls cover that gives a barrier instead. I think the barrier is much more useful because most time your healer is going to heal you up to full anyways, and you're bringing a healer with you. She can't replace a healer. It's just not gonna happen. And I don't know. She doesn't get dual cast. She has to unlock it. So she's not like you can dual cast heal unless she counters, which I do like when she does if she counters magic or physical damage, she does get her dual cast. I believe. I thought that's what I read. Maybe not. I thought that's what I read. It must not have been translated all the way. It's actually not. She does not actually not give her dual cast. I thought it did. It gives heal and MP to all allies instead. So she's actually a little bit worse than I thought, but she gets several ways to get her triple cast at least, so that's something. But she's mainly a physical tank with a little bit of chaining and, you know, the usual flair and, you know, stuff that Charlotte gave in their other version, the CG version. Different frames. But it's mainly the same stuff that you've already seen. She has the heal, MP, restore, and this time it gives LB fill rate. This time you can give physical or magical killer machines, which is strange. I guess because of the Alexander Esper flare. That's a mitigation that she can give, you know, stuff like that. It's just Charlotte with a little added stuff onto it, and I think that she's a really good side grade. Not sure if she's an upgrade, gotta say. So, whichever you prefer, if you prefer someone who heals, but I mean your healer's gonna do it for you anyways. Most healers can heal everybody up to full with just one cast of a heal at this point. Because if your spirit is high enough, you're just gonna overheal pretty much. So it really, I much prefer barrier. But maybe if you guys prefer the heal, that's nice too. I mean, it's good. And her limit burst is the same as Charlotte, the CG version, whereas this time she covers physical instead of magical, which I know a lot of people didn't. A lot of people I talked to yesterday didn't seem to like it too much, but I mean it is there. It's there. It's nice. Mitigation's pretty high, so it's there if you want it, of course. And lastly, Syphilis, the one that I think is the oddball in the banner because weapon selection is terrible, and another unit I can't equip Bulbez's STMR, so not really sure when there's ever going to be a mage that can equip it. Honestly, it just seems useless at this point. I don't know what they were thinking when they made that STMR, really. It doesn't have, it's just not good. I feel bad for people who pulled on that banner back then and went for his STMR and thinking that was going to be OP in the future, and it's just not. No one can really equip it. So anyways, onto the actual unit. She is very strong. She is going to be a very strong mage. She has the distinction of being able to actually have a cooldown ability that's really strong and not just non-elemental like a lot of other mages who have Mystic Cross chaining, just like Blizzard Valeth has a chaining move, but it's non-elemental, so it lowers his damage. But she does not actually issue. She has the variability of using either wind or water. That's quite good. These modifiers are very high, I have to say. So, there's several ways you're gonna use her. Obviously, I don't know why you would want to use the top ones unless you wanted to. There's some reason why you'd want to have those. Oh right, whoops. You basically need to use this twice. I have no idea why this is built like this. You basically need to use the same ability twice, which it's one of the first abilities I've ever seen that does this, but you basically need to dual cast this. So then you get 250% buff, and you get modifiers to all these abilities. So I don't know why you would want to. It's just kind of ridiculous that you need to dual cast that. It's a little strange. And yes, if you do dual cast something and if it unlocks something else and you use it again, it does unlocked that I proved that while using If It Rain, whereas one of his moves gets changed if you use something, and I used it in the same turn and it got changed. So she's very strong, I got to say. She's very strong, but I just don't like her weapon selection. Her weapon selection's really bad, but she can actually, ironically, she can actually take advantage of one of the worst STMRs in the game. And that is Ace's STMR. So I didn't look at that when I saw that this morning, actually. But she can take advantage of Raiden's I just said it, Ace's STMR. And that's very interesting, because his STMR is very bad and almost no one uses it for good reason. But here, it might actually not be that hard to build her after all. You really need her STMR, because her TMR is... Well, actually, her TMR is quite good. Gives her dual wheels. The other stats are not really that useful, but she already has dual in her kit, so you would really want her STMR, which is very strong for her, but it's another STMR in the line of a lot of STMRs that are really only useful for herself. Like Terra, for example, really only useful for herself. This is another unit that you really needed. If you want to use her, you have to invest in her getting her STMR. We checked on the stream yesterday, there really isn't that much guns, and there is 0 spears that you can use for magic. For daggers, you can use Ignis's STMR, it has magic on it, I guess, but for guns, it's really only the trial reward, which only has like 80 magic, which is very low, or her STMR, so pick your choice. It's kind of hard to make her strong, but she does have a lot of true dual wield magic. Unfortunately, like we talked about for Diesel, there's not a lot of ways that you can go about making her 200% true dual wield. She's only missing 50%, but it's hard to even get 50% more. And unfortunately, her STMR doesn't give 50% true dual wield for magic, which in this situation would have been very appropriate to do that. But of course, instead it gives MP reduction. It's not really that important. Her abilities cost a lot of MP, I'll say that. 70 per cast of her stronger move. That's a little strong. That's a little heavy on the MP, so you're gonna have to manage that. And her limit burst is quite good. Gives that, you have to max it to 30. There's no question about that to get the 120% when in water peril. Plus, it gives a bunch of modifier boosts. Unfortunately, you're dual elementaling the move, but it's still strong. You get that in peril, and you move on to the next bit. You work yourself towards that turn 5, and you get that really juicy wind or magic Misty Cross move, which will do insane damage. So basically, Diesel and Syphilis basically knocked all the other mages off the pedestal because they're here to stay. Diesel is still stronger. Diesel is much stronger than her, but it's hard to compare anybody to Diesel at this point. If you want to know more about Diesel, check out my review or check out the video where I destroyed some trials with him. So guys, that's basically what I think about this at the current time. If you guys have any input, comments, or just want to tell me, you know, you sniffed too much in this video, please stop doing that. Please go ahead and do that too, I guess, XD. It's really early in the morning for me, so I mean, it's expected. I mean, when you wake up sometime, I mean, I don't know what people without allergies would be like. I wish I didn't have allergies, honestly. I want to know what it would be like. That's off topic. That's too off topic, I apologize. Anyways, guys, this video is way long. Holy crap, 24 minutes. Sorry for talking so long, guys. The banner as a whole, definitely thumbs up. Just hope that you don't get Shiva last fall, because I mean, he's good, but you'd rather have Raiden. Believe me, you'd rather have Raiden. So, Hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, please like, and let me know down below which unit you are most excited for. Or are you not excited for any of them, maybe? I do think it's a value banner, but I think the banner itself is worse than before. It says 7% banner chance. Guys, if you didn't know, it is 7% raised, but the chances of getting a non-banner unit are worse. So, and it's not Summon Fest only. Like, it's not Summon Fest exclusively only. There's the Summon Fest pool now, as it usually would be. So it's a little unfortunate. It's gonna be a little hard to get my Raiden. I want Raiden. That's really the only unit that I want. So we'll see if I can get Raiden. The whole video will be up sometime. I don't know when exactly it will be up, but it will be up. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya, peace.